Hello, this video is how to calibrate an OP924. I have a 924A, but it could also work for 924B as well. And first step, and this is going to be for people that either your crane scale is not showing accurate weight, or it's just not responding correctly, or having any general issues. If you haven't calibrated in years since you received it, recommend it once a year to calibrate, but it's for people that really having issues. So how to calibrate it? You make sure it's powered on currently, and you're going to press the second key and you'll see second appear, and then you'll press second again and you'll see pass. So pass is the password for this. So in this case it's 07650. It's the same for all 924s. So you can move up the flashing number of pressing 0 button. So the right number is still 0, so, and you can move right, press and tear. That's the only two buttons you're going to be pressing. So you see I moved to the thousands place, make that into a 7, make this to a 6, make that to a 5, so it's 07650. So that is the password, so that's how you're able to enter into the calibration. So you just press the hold key. So UN, and that looks like a kg. So that's for units in kilograms. So mine is set for pounds. So I'm going to change that. Press the 0 button. So UN and LB. LB is for pounds, so it's currently we're going to calibrate it in pounds. Can you do this in calibrating kilograms? Yeah, it should work. You're able to just, let's say you have a 50 kilogram weight and you want to use it, and you're going to use it only in kilograms, because this is also going to set the default units. So let's say I only weigh in kilograms, and you said UN kg. I'm using 1,000 pounds, so it's fine for me. So press hold. So this is the tricky part, picking your F5 setting. So there's different settings, and each one correlates to different capacity, and it is sort of described in the manual. If you can see these steps, and the FS 0.1 has a max capacity of 500 with a division of 0.1 and minimum calibration weight of 50 pounds. So it's kind of tricky because it only goes up to F501, and you can see I could go past 01. It goes 02, 03, 04, 05, 6, 10, 20, 30, 40. So I could go way beyond what's even described on here. Luckily for me, this is a 1,000 pound crane scale, so it makes it pretty easy. So mine is just going to be FS 0.2. But it's not going to be as easy for everyone else, so I will put a chart up on the screen on, depending on your capacity, what division of accuracy is going to be, what's the max capacity, and what's the minimum calibration, if you're going to have crane scales more than 3,000 pounds. So mine is fine at FS 0.5, or 0.2 I should say. Press hold, so it's cal on. So now we're going to enter into the calibration. So load 0. So this is the 0 calibration with no weight hanging from my crane scale. So what you need to do is make sure there's your mechanism, whatever's going to hold on to your weight. So I'm going to have some chains added in a little bit, and that's going to hold up my weight. But I'm not going to put the weight on there. It's just going to be the weight. So I'll do that now. Okay, you can see I adjusted it a little bit higher, but I'm still on the load 0 because I did add my chains that are going to lift up my 1,000 pound block in this situation. So right now I'm still at load 0, so make sure any of the equipment that you're going to be zeroing out that's going to hold up your weight, it's on there right now, because it's going to zero it out. So I could do that by pressing the hold button. Make sure it's not using the weight. So I held down the hold button for about 2 seconds, and you saw how a 0 appeared. So that's good. There's no weight on there. So I'll press hold. So now I'm in load 1. This is when you're actually going to use your calibration weight. So you see how now it appears a number. So right now it's set to 100. and my calibration weight, my block, it's 1,000 pounds. The max capacity for mine is 1,000 pounds, so it's fine for my application, but the weight will be dependent on the F5 setting from previously. So for me, you're gonna dial in the weight, so I'm gonna move right, pressing the tare button, and you're only gonna press 0 and tare. So 0, up arrow, it goes up, and you go right, and you press 0 to go. So you can see it says 1,000.0 pounds in my case, because I did calibrate it in pounds. So now you're actually gonna lift up the weight. It's currently lifted up, and remember, it's recommended at least 10% of the max capacity. More the better. So for my case, I'm doing 100% of the max capacity, which is fine. So now I added the calibration weight, the 1,000 pounds on there. It says 1,000.0. That's okay. And then, so wait for the stable light to turn on. It should be like the STB light. So it might take a second. Let's see if I could press hold. Okay, so it will stabilize. The light didn't turn on, but that's fine. And now it says end. So now I'm actually could drop my weight. Okay, so I lowered my weight, so it's only the chains that are currently on there. So I'm still on end, so I could press hold. So now it's going to 0, which is good. Now I can actually lift up my weight. So I wanted to show you when I did this calibration and how currently it's 0, it's fluctuating by 0.2, but that's fine. Where if I start lifting up my weight, you can see I get use. So use is an overload error. This typically happens when you go beyond the max capacity of the indicator or whatever you're using. So in this case, I set the F5 or FS, however you want to call it, 0.2, which in the manual says 1,000 pound capacity. And well, 1,000 pounds, and well, it's not, still giving an overload error. And I actually had to recalibrate it, and it's still giving me this error at F5 or FS 0.5, which is 2,000 pound max capacity. So in this case, I actually have to recalibrate again, and it's only for people that have this error. Not everyone's gonna have this error. Maybe you recalibrate the first part and it works perfectly fine. That's okay. But what I have to do, and I'll show you pretty quickly because I always show you steps, to actually go to a higher F5 setting. So I'm gonna lower my weight. So you can see 1 by 0, that's fine. If I use a lighter weight, it would have not had a problem, but I have a problem right now with my 1,000 pound block. So press second twice, use pass. So it's password 07650. Okay, press hold. UN pound is fine. So see, right now it's set to F5 0.5, and even 1,000 pound block, it's supposed to handle up to 2,000. It wasn't. So I actually tried this before, and I went higher to F5 0.2. The only bad thing is, yes, it can handle more capacity, but the divisions or how accurate it's going to be off. This one sees 1,000 pound by 0.2 pound accuracy, or E. So, I mean, you can set it to whatever you want to set it, just be careful. If it's a 3,000 pound crane scale, it's only going to handle 3,000 pounds. If you go beyond that, you will damage the load cell. So I'm not going to go over the max capacity, but this is just for the indicator, so it doesn't give me the overload error. I don't want too high. So cal on, load 0. So press hold. I held it down, the hold button, and you see now it's at 0. That's fine. Load 1. So you see it shifted over decimal, so now I don't have a decimal at all. So I'm guessing maybe it's 1 or 2 pound accuracy. My guess is not in the manual, but anyways. Messed up. So 1,000 pound. So I'm putting 1,000 pound on there. So it's currently, I press hold. See it stabilized there. Wait for the weight not to start fluctuating more. The STB light's on. So I hold down hold. So now it says end. So and I move, place the weight down, press hold, and it should go back to 0. and you can see now I have my 1,000 pounds, if visible, if you can see. It says 1,000 pounds on the screen. So that is fine. That is my accuracy of my screen.